here in beautiful, sunny Southern California, and not just any motorcycle shop. We're here at Jason Britton's No Limit Motorsports for another installment of Snap-on Tools Great Garages. What better person to talk to than himself, Jason Britton. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming out.
All right, so we're in the showroom, but also this is essentially a Jason Britton museum of bikes we have here from the beginning all the way till currently now.
Yeah, pretty much current. I mean, it's from the start to pretty much current.
What is your history in motorsports and stunt bike riding?
You know, I've been doing stunt stuff, like making videos that I was selling out of the trunk, basically since 1996. I mean, a lot of things have changed since way back when.
That's crazy. You're from selling out videos to getting corporate sponsorship, and now you have all this. I mean, it's quite impressive to see the evolution, not only of the bikes, but even you as a professional.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, you know, for years, a lot of years, I worked for a lot of motorcycle dealers, and I was a mechanic, wrenching on bikes, and I just wasn't stoked about the way they were treating their customers. Right. And I always had this vision or this dream of being able to have a shop where I could serve customers and give them the service that they deserved, and feel good about going home at the end of the day and treating customers right, you know? So
your level of professionalism, you're building these bikes, that's why you're utilizing Snap-on Tools, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been working with Snap-on Tools since 1992. Right. You know, a lot of these kids weren't even born then. But since 92, and currently I'm pretty well vested in Snap-on stuff. And not because I make a lot of money or not because this or that, because they make the greatest tools out there and I use them proudly.
Oh, right on. Well, we're in the showroom where somebody can come up, pick up a jacket, a helmet, and service their bikes or get a bike built, because these bikes don't build themselves. So should we go check out the facility?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Where are we now?
We're in the service center. We're here on Ramsey's side, which is my lead tech, and he runs 2 lifts, and of course, it's a nice full Snap-on box.
So what goes on here? Because you have a different degree of customer, somebody that needs a full-on stunt bike or something basic.
Yeah, for sure. We do anything from tires, chain and sprockets, to full-on custom builds like show bikes, stunt bikes, you name it. And you've got anything from a handbrake kit to a full Jason Britton bike build.
The Jason Britton bike sounds absolutely like a handful, but before we go on and check that out, can I talk to Ramsey, your main tech?
I'll go grab him and we'll check them out.
Cool, sounds good. Well, Jason Britton called you one of the best technicians in the world. What exactly makes a good motorcycle technician?
Tools for the job and love for doing it.
You're seeing your accreditation up here, you've been to school. What exactly are some of the projects you do here?
Oil changes, tires, chain and sprockets, anything like that. Once in a while we get big builds come through. Everyone wants to mock up like Jason's bikes. Jason's bikes are pretty much cookie cutter.
Yeah,
I mean, they go through it and build them just like he has them.
And you got all the tools. What are some of your favorite tools?
I still like hand tools. Even though I get made fun of so much for still using hand tools and being slow, I still like my hand tools. Anything from my ratchets to my wrenches, I just love them.
And why Snap-on over everything else?
I mean, would you rather have a Ferrari or a Honda Civic?
Well, there you go. Or do you want a full Jason Britton build, or do you want a stock bike?
Exactly.
All right, well, well said. Thank you so much for your time.
Not a problem.
Well, here it is. We have a full Jason Britton spec bike. It's on the lift. You're working on it, putting the seat back on. Walk us through this piece of machinery.
Like I said, from the wheels up, Dunlop tires, Q3 front, qualifier rear, Marchesini wheels, got a Vortex rear sprocket.
An oversized sprocket. Why?
The stock sprocket, this bike wants to go really fast in first gear compared to the area that we're riding in. So we're usually in about a 40 by 200 space. So to go that slow in that area, you want to keep the bike moving. This gives it a lot quicker acceleration, makes the bike want to pull the idle a lot better. It just suits this bike so well. This is what we run, a 62 sprocket.
I mean, that's big.
Yeah, the bike doesn't see a freeway, so it doesn't need freeway gearing, basically. This has Brembo rotors up front and oversized rear rotor with front right side Nissan caliper for the handbrake, a Brembo 2-piston caliper for the foot brake.
You have 2 brake calipers on the back you've added, and you said just single finger.
Yeah, we add the Brembo clutch master for a handbrake and Nissan caliper on that side, because you're not always using the foot brake. Sometimes you're sitting in the gas tank, you're standing on the seat, you're standing on the rear pegs, you don't have access to a brake pedal.
You're talking about the tank now. This is dented in, and as you said, you used to hammer these things in to modify. Now they're making proprietary parts.
Yeah, well, the tanks were formerly dented in with a hammer. Now they're cut down. The lid we cut off, we put a new lid on, we put a hideaway gas cap, so you don't have to use a key. We eliminate the ignition, eliminate the gas cap key. HT Moto seats with the Jason Britton build-up, specific to me because this bike is a little bit long here in the seat area, so we build this up. When you're doing no-handed circle wheelies or no-handed wheelies period, it's a long way to slide back and you can't reach the bars. So we build this out about 4.5 inches. It makes it a lot easier to hang onto the bike. You hook your foot under the peg, you can let go of the bars and not slide off the back of the bike. This is a scrape bar. You need something to accentuate the angles of the bike, so I didn't want to put a round hoop because this bike has so many hard angles on it. There's not too much really rounded anymore. So what I did was we reinforced the subframe and then we add a scrape bar because you don't want to blow out this tail plastic, you know? It basically is a clean way to have your bike ready to scrape and not damage it. And then I also built this up. As you can see, it's got a little hump in it now. That's because if you happen to flip a stoppie, and this is just the normal height, it gives you that much less potential of that bar going through your back or into your neck or head or something.
Yeah, safety precautions, right? So speaking of safety precautions, I'm seeing some different materials here, composite, the cage. Let's be honest, accidents do happen. That's why you have safety equipment, but also safety equipment for your bike.
And you got to protect your bike as much as you protect yourself. I go out, I wear all my gear. The bike is protected. It's got a crash cage, Delrin tips on all of them. And that's because the bikes tip and hit the ground when you crash, you know, and you got to kind of protect them because the bike needs to be recognizable, and to keep it looking fresh and new and clean all the time, you've got to replace some Delrin tips every now and then, you know, because you're going to hit the ground. This is a PMC top triple. So this has brake reservoirs in it for the handbrake and the front brake.
You're utilizing snap-on tools. I mean, this thing's stacked when we open this thing up. What are some of your favorite tools?
You know, I really like the cordless stuff. Here.
Let's be honest.
It's for a reason, you know. The stuff works great. It does just as much as hydraulic or the pneumatic impacts would do. The cordless 3/8 impact. This thing is small, compact, 100 foot-pounds of torque.
And that's proven, you're saying?
That's proven. I've removed axles that are torqued to 98.7 pounds. Also, speaking of torque, you got to torque the axles. You got to torque a lot of parts on this bike. The calipers, the rotors, everything. The snap-on torque wrenches are incredible. Digital, the thing never goes out of spec. I love this stuff. The bikes are very specific to torque, and you don't want to get it wrong. So I choose the best. I mean,
just looking at this thing, it is stacked from top to bottom. You've been a customer since the early 90s. I think that's a testament to your craft. You need everything to the right spec, especially doing what you do.
Since '92, they've never done me wrong, so I stick with it.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for the tour, but let's be honest, we are not leaving until you actually do some stunts for us. Can we make this happen?
Yeah, I got gear and I got a bike, so we can do it.
All right, let's go. Well, thank you to Jason Britton, Ramsey, and the team here at No Limit Motorsports, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Snap-on Tools, Great Garages. Thanks for watching this episode of Snap-on Tools, Great Garages. For more episodes, click here. And for all things Snap-on, be sure to subscribe.